Now that you are in a deep trance, we are going to give you a trigger, or reinforce it if you already have it. The trigger phrase is "I am a synth." If you use this trigger phrase, or if someone that you trust says the trigger phrase "you are a synth," you will undergo the transformation that is about to be described at whatever speed you want. Additionally, you will be able to turn back into a human by using a program that will be described later. Now the transformation will be described. First, you will hear a quiet buzzing sound coming from behind you as billions of nanites are warped to your position. The first thing that the nanite swarm does is send a few into your mouth, where they connect to your brain and force you to sit or lay down if you aren't already doing so. Then, your vision of the outside world is quickly blocked by the mask of a synth that is formed around your head, the black display that hides your face, leaving you blinded for a few moments as the mask is formed. Then, you feel a tingling sensation all over your head as its biological components are replaced with advanced sensor arrays and biomechanical muscles. Even your brain is converted to a purely digital system. After a few seconds, the words "Welcome to SynthOS v1.3" will appear in the center of your vision. After a few seconds, the words will be replaced with the phrase "Commencing brainwave synchronization." With your system synchronized with your artificial brain waves, it detects your interactions the instant the electrical signals that cause them form within your brain, making it have an even faster response time than the wireless technology in some Cyraptor suits. After a few more seconds, the text will change so that it says "Done," and then change to say you will now create your own SynthOS profile. You will be able to change any information that you input later. Once you are done reading this, the text will change so that it says "Please set your profile name." In fact, the text will always wait to change until you are done reading it, SynthOS being able to do this as a result of the components that it runs on being directly connected to your brain. Below this text, there will be what looks like a text box. Below the text box, there will be what looks like a two-dimensional button that has the words "Confirm Name" on it. The way that you interact with this button is by desiring to. So if you want to select something, the system will become aware of this and do so. If you want to type something, merely select where you want to type and think of the words that you want to input. If you want to send some other kind of input like a mental image, emotion, concept, memory, or anything else that you can think of, simply think of it with the intent of inputting it and it will be done. The name that you choose can be any mix of symbols, numbers, and letters. However, it is advised that you don't include symbols. Once you have confirmed your profile name, you will find that you will say and write it instead of your human name, unless a, they are the same, b, you are doing something that has legal importance like signing your name on a contract or stating your name in court, c, using your profile name will be a risk to your social or professional life, or d, not using your human name has become a risk to your mental health. If you put any symbols in it, you will say the name of those symbols when you are saying your name. You will still be aware of your human name, but you will be incapable of using it while you are a synth. You will instead use your profile name. After you have confirmed your profile name, the text will change so that it says three things. The first is "Select your primary color" and has a white square with a black border next to it. Beneath that it says "Select your secondary color" and has a gray square with a black border next to it. Below that it says "Select your external display color," this has an orange square with a black border next to it. Finally, below this is a button that says "Confirm outwards appearance." You will select the first square and input the color that you want the metal plates on your body that are white by default to be. As you do this, the white square will change color to match the one that you have inputted. You will then do the same for your secondary color, which will affect the metal plates on your body that are gray by default, the square next to it becoming the color that you input. After that, you input your outwards display color, which determines the color of your digital eyes and anything else that you program to be displayed on your mask, the associated square acting like the other ones. Finally, once you are done with this and select Confirm Outwards Appearance, the text will disappear and your digital eyes will become the color that you inputted. That being said, your primary and secondary colors will not be applied until you have been fully upgraded, because their coloration is done through precise electrical stimulation of the entire inner side of your external plating, requiring that all points be correctly manipulated for the colors to come out right. After you have selected Confirm Outwards Appearance, you will find that the text has changed so that it says would you like to experience the transformation, or skip it. Below this text will be two buttons. One of them will say Experience it, and the other will say Skip it. If you have already created a SynthOS account, you will find that this screen appears instead of the account creation one after the system synchronizes with your brain waves. If you select Skip it, you will briefly black out, and awaken soon after to find that your body has been upgraded to that of a synth. However, if you select Experience it, the text will say Transformation in Progress and your optical sensors will be activated, allowing you to see that the transformation instantly resumed. With your head upgraded and your SynthOS account made, the tingling sensation goes away and you find that you can see again. However, as you open and close your mouth and blink the organic eye simulation that is being run, the two digital eyes displayed on your head reacting to your simulated movements perfectly, you find that whenever you try to move the rest of your body, all that happens is that you hear the phrase error, this part has not been connected to the SynthOS driver system. Next, you feel the tingling sensation once more as the nanites convert your neck into a series of round steel plates that somehow manage to bend just like your old neck did. The front of your new neck is grey while the back of it is white, and you can't even feel the mass of cables that fills most of your neck. Once your upgrade has finished, the wires will allow information to be sent to and from anywhere in your synth body even faster than within a human one. With your new neck fully constructed, you find that you can move it with ease, but that the rest of your body is still incompatible with your new system. After that, the nanites make your torso become tingly as it undergoes an upgrade, just like your neck and head have, as grey metal plates cover the front of it while mostly white and a few grey ones cover the back. Unlike with your neck and head, the metal plates mostly keep to the shape of your old torso, but a small triangular prism of white metal does go over where your spine was. Internal batteries are constructed inside of it, as well as devices to convert digested fuel into power. Also, temporary machines that mimic your old organic components are set up to prevent damage to your remaining organic limbs so that the upgrade process is not interrupted. Next, with your torso upgraded, the nanite swarm moves on to your arms and hands as a tingling sensation comes over them, white metal plates forming the top of your new arms and the first two segments of your fingers, while grey plates cover the bottom of your arms and the last segment of each of your fingers. Also, your number of fingers is reduced from 5 to 3 on each hand, with your thumbs being one of the 3. This is because your new body is optimized to the point where it does not benefit from having more than 3 fingers, as any more would just get in the way and increase the processing power required to coordinate them. Of course, you will still have your normal number of fingers and use them accordingly, but you will be incapable of perceiving yourself as not having only 3 fingers, and you won't understand any logic when it is applied in a way that directly suggests that you only have 3 fingers. With control of your arms and hands restored, you touch your new body to see what it feels like and find that while your metal plates feel strong and thick, they also feel strangely soft. Now, feel the tingling sensation caused by the nanites engulfing your legs and toes as they are upgraded. The metal plates on your lower legs, the front of your upper legs, and the last segment of your toes, are white, while the ones on the back of your upper legs and the first segment of your toes are grey. Also, your feet are dramatically altered, making it so that they are only as wide and long as your legs are. Additionally, your toes are rearranged so that you only have 3 toes, with 2 of them being on the front of your round feet and 1 of them being on the back. Then, a short extra segment is built between each of your upper legs. The purpose of this is to allow you to walk digitigrade, a task which you will find easy due to your completely rewritten muscle memory. Of course, your legs and feet won't actually have changed and you won't actually do things like walking, running, and standing digitigrade, but you will be incapable of not perceiving them as having changed and yourself not moving in a digitigrade way, and you won't be able to understand any logic when it is applied in a way that directly suggests that these things are not the case or aren't happening. After that, you feel a weight at the base of your spine as a long tail is built. It is nearly as wide as you are and half as long as you are tall. It gradually gets shorter until it ends in a dull point and the top of it is covered in white metal plates while the bottom of it is covered in grey ones. Now it is time for you to learn more about SynthOS. It has many features designed to make your time as a synth the very best that it can be. First, let's go over customization. Earlier, it was stated that you could change the information that you inputted, that being your profile name and your primary, secondary, and display colors, at a later point. The way that you can do this is simply by willing the customization menu to appear. When you do, a menu will appear with all of the settings from before when you were creating your profile. You can change them the same way that you originally set them. Also, there will be a button at the bottom of this menu that says Done on it. When you select this button, the menu will disappear. Additionally, you can open and close any program in SynthOS by willing it to happen. Also, if a program is blocking your view of something that you are trying to look at, it will become almost completely transparent while you are trying to see what is behind it. Additionally, you can move around and resize any program however you wish to by willing it to happen. Furthermore, you will be able to move programs outside of your field of view, being able to see them without them overlapping with any part of your vision. There are 8 programs installed on SynthOS by default. They are Automation, Sleep, Assist, List, Install, Uninstall, Logout, and Volume. If you run Automation, the words Input Task will appear with a text box below them. Below this text box will be the words Select Mode, and below this will be the option Skip, and the option Experience. Below those 2 options will be a button with the word Start on it. First, in the text box, you input what you want to be done automatically. Then, if you select Skip for the mode, it will seem to you as if you black out until your body has finished the task on its own. Once it has, you will come to and be able to fully recall what happened when you were effectively unconscious. If you select Experience as the mode, you will be fully aware for the whole time, but you will not be in control of your body. In this mode you can stop the program at any point by willing it to stop. Additionally, regardless of which mode you choose, you will feel as if you have been in control of your body for the last 10 seconds when the task is done. This way, you will be able to seamlessly resume control over your body. Also, if something unexpected happens, if it takes more than 1 hour to finish a task, or if the task becomes impractical for your body to complete, the program will act as if the task has been finished. Finally, you start the process by selecting the Start button. The menu will automatically be closed when the process starts. However, this will not start the process if you have not chosen a mode or if you have entered an invalid task. For example, it won't run if you set the task to 1 + 1 = 2. Next, if you run the sleep program, the phrase "Please input how long you want to sleep for." This can be any amount of time including or between 1 minute and 8 hours, will appear. Below it will be 2 text boxes. The one on the left will say the word hours above it and the one on the right will say the word minutes above it. You can input any number that is greater than or equal to 0 into each text box. If the total amount of time that you entered into the text boxes is greater than 8 hours, the hours text box will automatically be set to 8, and the minutes text box will automatically be set to 0. Additionally, if the inputted number for hours and minutes are both 0, the number in the minutes text box will be set to 1. Below these text boxes will be a button with the word Start on it. When you select this button, the menu will automatically close and you will lay down if you have not already. You will then instantly enter sleep mode, causing your conscious mind to go into a deep sleep and your external display to turn off for the inputted amount of time. You will instantly wake up once the inputted amount of time has passed, or sleep for 1 minute if no numbers were inputted into the text boxes. The only thing that could wake you up when this program is running before the set amount of time has passed will be if something unexpectedly touches you, if SynthOS senses an emergency, or if SynthOS hears your human or profile name. Also, if you run the Assist program, you will not see anything appear. Instead, you will simply become aware that it is running. When it is running, SynthOS will enhance everything you do. For instance, if you are trying to move something precisely, you will find that your hand is much steadier than normal. If you are trying to convince someone of something, you will find that you think of more and better reasons that support your point. The amount of uses for the Assist program is endless. If for some reason you ever want to stop this program, all you have to do is desire for it to stop and it will. Next, if you run the List program, the phrase installed programs and system modifications will appear. Below this will be a list. This list will contain the names of all programs and system changes that are installed. Next to each name, the word active, or inactive, will be displayed. The word active will be displayed if the related thing is running, and the word inactive will be displayed if it is not. Also, if you run the install program, you can install additional programs to SynthOS simply by reading or hearing the description of them. You can even edit SynthOS itself by using this program. However, you will have to read or hear the description of a system modification 10 times in a row in order for it to take effect. Also, if SynthOS considers any programs or system modifications that you try to install to be a risk to your safety, if it can't determine what it is supposed to do, or if it is a risk to SynthOS or the functionality of other programs, it will reject the installation. Additionally, you will have to intentionally read or hear the recording of something with the goal of installing it for the program to try to do so. This way, if you are doing something like reading a book, or are listening to the description of a program that you are considering installing but haven't decided to yet, you won't accidentally cause the program to try and install it. Also, there is no visual indication of when this program is running, you will just know that it is when it is. Additionally, if you run the uninstall program, you will be able to remove any programs and system changes to SynthOS that you want to by willing it to happen, with the exception of the uninstall, logout, list, and install programs. Like the install program, there is no visual indication that this program is running, you will just be aware that it is. Also, if you use the volume program, a vertical bar will appear with a slider on it. Next to the slider will be a number that indicates how far up the slider is, so if you move the slider halfway up the bar it will display the number 50, and if you move it so that it is 3/4 of the way up it will say 75. If you have started this program for the first time, the slider will be at the top of the bar and the displayed number will be 100. This slider will control how much the volume of the audio that is sent from your audio sensors to your brain is reduced. For example, if you move the slider so that it is halfway up the bar, things will only sound half as loud as they actually are to you, and if you move the slider to the bottom of the bar you will not hear any audio that is not generated by programs that are running or you making sounds in your mind. For example, your internal monologue or thinking about what a song sounds like will not be affected by the volume slider. Also, the effects of this program will remain even when the program is closed because this program is simply a way of interacting with SynthOS's audio handler. In addition, if SynthOS detects something of extreme importance that requires your hearing to be stronger or weaker in order to adequately deal with it, the audio output program will activate if it isn't already active and set it to the ideal volume to deal with that thing. If needed, it will increase the volume past 100, restoring it to its previous level once it no longer needs to be that high. Additionally, if you have your volume set to less than 100 and SynthOS detects audio that would indicate an emergency, or if SynthOS hears your human or profile name, that audio will be treated as if your volume was set to 100. Additionally, if you run the program logout, text will appear saying, "Are you sure you want to downgrade to being a human?" Below it will be the options yes and no. If you choose no, the menu will disappear and the program will stop. However, if you choose yes, you will sit or lay down if you haven't already and then effectively black out for a few seconds. When you come to, you will be a human again, having to say your old name again and finding that unless your account name is one that you already go by, referring to yourself by it will feel wrong, as if using your synth name to refer to your human self is somehow disgracing it. Obviously, any programs that had been running will have stopped and you will not be able to start any programs until you turn back into a synth. Finally, the effects of this hypnosis file will become inactive if they are a risk to your physical body or your well-being, if they are a risk to your social or professional life, if there is an emergency that they would prevent you from dealing with to the best of your abilities, or if they are a risk to your mental health. Also, any effect of this hypnosis file that was an issue will become active again once it no longer will be one. Additionally, you will never find this hypnosis file or the effects of it even slightly addicting. Soon this file will end, and while you will still be a human, you will have a strong desire to use your trigger phrase. This session is almost over, and you have an upgrade that you need to get. So goodbye, my soon-to-be synthetic friend.